Hello, Wonderhussy here, hanging out on the beautiful, rugged, misty, chilly Northern California coastline. Okay, it's actually not that misty and foggy today. It's actually kind of sunny, which is very surprising this time of year. I'm here on December 28th. I came up to the Bay Area to visit my mom for Christmas, and now I'm headed back down to the desert. But before I go back to the scorching, barren, arid desert, I thought I'd better soak up a little more of this coastal moisture and check out a place I've been curious to visit for a long time. Okay, so where exactly on the Northern California coast am I? Well, I'm just north of San Francisco near the Point Reyes National Seashore. And this is a really interesting area because, believe it or not, Sir Francis Drake, the English explorer, actually landed here back in 1579. 1579. Way before the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock in 1620. It's like 41 years before the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. And there's actually a place called Drake's Bay, not that far from here, which historians pretty much agree is the spot where Sir Francis Drake first set foot on the North American continent, claiming it for Queen Elizabeth I. But I'm not actually over in Drake's Bay right now. I'm just a little bit away from it in a little town called Inverness. And to be honest, it's not even really a town. It's like a few restaurants. I mean, some people do live here. I don't mean to disparage Inverness. If you live here, it's friggin' beautiful. And let me tell you, I'd live here if I could afford it. But I'm actually here because, well, there's a kind of a curiosity here that I've been wanting to check out for a long time. And that is a shipwreck. That's right, there's an old shipwreck just over yonder, and it's a pretty well-known tourist attraction. In fact, there's a whole bunch of people out there going taking pictures. It's very popular with photographers. I'm not sure what the story is, but apparently the waters out here are very treacherous. As a matter of fact, even this morning there was some kind of choppy seas advisory for this area because, well, we're on the very, very far western edge of the California coast, man. That Pacific Ocean just comes a thundering in. Those waves come a crashing and a pounding on the shore. And, well, many a seafaring man has lost his life out here, and many a seafaring vessel has washed up on the shore like this old shipwreck here. So I think the deal with this is some guy towed it in and intended to fix it over the years, and he just never got around to it. And, well, it just started sort of rotting away, and it became a tourist attraction. Well, then some nature group took over these wetlands to restore them, and they were going to get rid of the shipwreck. But thankfully, the photographers, it's really popular with photographers, they love to come take photos of this old shipwreck. Well, they protested so much that the nature people let the shipwreck stay. Okay, here we are, the old Point Reyes Shipwreck. How cool is this, man? Look how amazing the colors are on that thing. And it looks like you do have to wade through the water to get to it, so good thing I'm wearing my galoshes. It won't be an issue for me. Whoa. Wow. Oh my god, this is so freaking cool. I don't know what kind of a boat this is, or was. I'm not really what you would call a seafaring gal, but it looks like it was some kind of little fishing boat, and it had a cabin, and it was probably super cozy back when she was still seaworthy. Unfortunately, I guess somebody set fire to the wreckage of this not that long ago, and so, well, you can see there's still plenty of it here, but I guess it was more impressive. Still pretty cool, though. I mean, I don't know what this would have been. Something to reel in a net or something. Oh my gosh, look, it's almost like looking at the bones or the ribs of this awesome old boat. Oh wow, look, up here you can even see inside the motor. Let's climb up here and see the engine. Oh my god, look how cool this is. I mean, yeah, you can see part of the old engine, but then you can see like the old bench that was in the cabin where some guy sat drinking his grog. I don't know, isn't that what you drink on a fishing boat? Grog? My knowledge of fishing is pretty much limited to the song Sloop John B by the Beach Boys. And I'm pretty sure in that song, they did drink a lot. Yeah, remember the first mate, he got drunk. He broke in the captain's trunk. The constable had to come and take him away. Remember that? I feel like drinking and fishing just sort of go hand in hand. Well, I was reading online that you can actually kind of go inside this boat, but I don't know. There's not much to go in. You can sort of crawl into what used to be some kind of little cabin back here. Oh my god, it's so collapsed though. That's the thing, yeah, being right here on the water. Everything rots real easy. But yeah, it almost looks like it was a 2-story ship back when it was still an actual functioning vessel, because I don't know, isn't that like a cabin up top and then down in the hole below there was some kind of place you could hide out? Oh wow, look, yeah, this is interesting. There's the sink from the galley. Oh my gosh, look at that. That was the sink where they made their, well, where they washed their grog mugs. And an interesting view of the engine from the other side. Wow, that thing is just a hunk of junk. Holy cannoli. Oh, what does it say? There's like some writing on that, whatever that metal thing is down there. Oh, how am I going to get to it? Maybe I can peek through here. What does this say? In loving memory of Glenn Boss Jones. This was one of his favorite places. He was one of my favorite people. To hell with luck. Aww. Anybody watching this was friends with Glenn Boss Jones? I bet he was a pretty cool guy if you like coming out here. And then this whole to hell with luck. He sounds kind of like a salty sea dog. To hell with luck. You got to make your own luck, lassie. Oh, and then there's some like crazy graffiti in here too. Look at that. Consume. What is this like? It almost looks like it's like a shower cage or something. I don't know if you can tell. It's like this weird square vestibule with like a tiled ceiling. Huh. I can't imagine there was a shower on this little tiny fishing boat, but it's interesting. You know, aside from the sink and that really cool little bench over there, it was wired for electricity, so they had lights in here. That's probably pretty cozy. Gosh, I can kind of imagine setting out to sea in a fishing trawler like this to go catch some crab. Oh my god, they get amazing crab out here. Or whatever it is they were going to fish, and you know, everybody's hunkered down in the galley. It's a nice calm night, you know, not too choppy of seas, and everyone's sitting around telling tall tales, drinking, well, I was going to say steaming mugs of grog, but I don't think grog is hot. I think grog is basically just rum mixed with water or something really gross. I don't know. Anyway, I can dream. Look, this is where the wheel would have been, I guess. Oh my gosh, the ship's wheel would have been right there. Oh my god, like there is some of the floor left. I guess I could try stepping in it. Let me see. Oh, look, these were the bunks. Get out of town. Oh my gosh. Okay, wow, I'm really glad I took the trouble to climb up here. This is so cool. This little tiny trawler had 1, 2, 3 bunks at least. There might have even been another one below that one that just rotted away, but golly, can you imagine? I mean, it's so busted apart that it's hard to visualize what was going on in here. Let me zoom out. So just for reference, there's where the wheel was. There's the prow, you know, steaming straight ahead. And then just behind us, there's this chamber with 4 bunks in it, 3, 4 bunks. And then beyond that was where that little galley was. How fun. Oh my god. And I love the the little porthole window there. Far out. Okay, well, let me get out of this shipwreck without damaging myself or anything else. Careful. Careful. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was so neat. Oh wow, look over here. Look what I just spotted. Is this a jellyfish? Isn't that what that is? Oh my god, it's like a big pad of jelly just sitting here. And I don't want to touch it because can't jellyfish sting you? Let me see if I can find a stick or something to poke it. Oh my god, this is wild. Look at it. Boom. Is this even like a living thing though? I mean, it just looks like a big blob. Oh my god, this is so weird. This stick isn't really strong enough to pull it up. Oh, what the heck? I gotta touch it. Oh my god. I mean, don't the stingers only get you on the bottom? Oh my god, it's just like this big... I don't know if you can see. I mean, look at this. It's just like this big patty of goo. It reminds me of like the ectoplasm from Ghostbusters or something. I guess it is just the top of a jellyfish, huh? And the legs were underneath it. Ugh, now I gotta boil my hands. Ah. Oh my god, I'm super tempted to step on it and see what would happen, but I'd probably anger some PETA people. Oh, it's actually very firm. I'm putting a lot of pressure on it and it's not giving. Wow. Okay, anyway, let me head back to my car. I mean, you can see there's a little parking lot here. It's real easy to get to this shipwreck. It's right off the highway. It's a little parking area and then this little trail. You just walk on down there with everybody else to take your pictures. And in fact, yeah, that's pretty much the only downside to this location, is that it is so easy to get to. There's probably always about 1 million people here. So before I leave, I want to go someplace where there aren't any people, because I feel like I would be sorely remiss if I left the coast without taking at least one skinny dip. But for that, well, I'm hardly going to do that right here with all these people around. I'm going to go to a remote beach somebody tipped me off to. It's not too far from here. Okay, even though I drove all the way out to the westernmost point in Marin County, to the most remote, desolate beach that my friend told me about, well, there's like 6, 7 cars here in the parking lot, so I'm not going to have it to myself. But that's okay. I'm not going to let this stop me from skinny dipping. I'll just have to avoid these tourists. And before I go take my cold plunge, well, there's a couple things I'm going to need for when I get out. First, I'm going to need my cozy bathrobe to put on. And second, I'm going to need some hot cocoa, you know, to warm me up when I get out. Okay, got my robe, got my cocoa. Let's do this. Oh dear, look at this sign. Surfing, wading, and swimming not advised. Shark area. Strong undertows, currents, and sneaker waves. Enter at your own risk. Well, I'm gonna take my chances because, like I said, a friend of mine told me about this beach, and he said he goes out here every year on his birthday in October and does a cold plunge. So if he's been doing it every year for, well, I think he's in his 70s, well then by golly, I ought to be okay to do it just once. But golly, that sign didn't even mention the jellyfish. You know what I mean? Like, who'd have thought the Northern California coastline could be so treacherous? Well, I suppose we could have just asked Sir Francis Drake. There she blows, the mighty, rugged, Northern Pacific. Oh, those waves look gnarly. I am barely getting into this because I do not want to get dragged off by a sneaker wave or a riptide or a shark. All right, well, there's people down at that end of the beach. And there's some kids playing football right over there, but hey, I'm just gonna do it right here and get it over with. Nice little bluff right here that should be a good staging ground. Oh my god, that was refreshing. I mean, I can't show nudity on YouTube, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it that I did submerge myself fully in these frigid waters. Oh my god, but that totally was worth driving all the way out to the westernmost point in Marin County for. Cheers. The only downside is it's such a beautiful, unseasonably warm, sunny day that now I really don't want to leave. But oh my god, it's already like 1 o'clock and I gotta drive all the way to friggin' Bakersfield tonight, so well, I guess I better put on my clothes and leave this beautiful coastline. But just looking at this jagged coastline and this relentlessly pounding surf does give you some idea of what exactly Sir Francis Drake was facing when he first landed here. And I know, say what you will about the white man and colonization, but I have to say, Sir Francis Drake, you had brass friggin' balls, and I salute you. And looking at this jaggedy surf also, well, it also explains why that, or how that poor ship ended up wrecked out there in Inverness. And well, I guess it's just a reminder that this mighty Pacific Ocean is no joke, and you probably shouldn't go skinny dipping in it like I just did. Don't tell anyone.